Episode 130. Brock, you're in the house.
I'm in the house.
You're in the house, but right above you, wearing an amazing CVP top, which you can buy from tpublic.com/Rebel podcast, is Heidi Feder. Heidi, thanks for joining us today.
Great to be here.
And you like Star Wars?
I think so.
Good answer. Yeah, right before we started recording, you actually had the coolest tidbit of information for us. So why don't you just share that with everybody?
Well, no, I'm a first-generation fan. I actually did, although I did not see the original A New Hope in the theaters. I actually saw it after I saw Empire Strikes Back in the theaters. But the reason I'm a fan is because I have a male cousin who we were very close. They're from Cincinnati, which is where the Kenner plant was, and so he had all the figures. Yeah. He had if he hadn't trashed it, he probably could be retired by now. But all that stuff in a bag somewhere. But that's what got me into it was playing with the Star Wars characters. But the scary part about this whole thing is the very first official Star Wars thing I ever saw was a holiday special back in 1978. So
that's so awesome.
If that did not kill my fandom, I don't think Last Jedi could. So.
Okay, question though. Here's Brock. By the way, anybody watching this, Brock does look like he's in an art film. That's it's on purpose.
If I lean back, I think I go out of focus.
Yeah,
I come back in. Oh.
So, but honestly, so you don't know anything really about Star Wars, I guess, when you watch this holiday special. It comes on. What were your thoughts of that thing?
I was 6, so I thought it was good, but I didn't know. I didn't see the movie, but I read the storybook. I read the general book, and like I said, I knew the action figures. I knew all the characters.
But you
amazing.
Would you have watched that the following Christmas? Do you think?
Yeah, because I was 6.
Well, you would have been 7 then.
Yeah, but if you were 7, would you have watched it? Really?
Well, like my sister watched it with me. She thought it was good, but that's because she was in love with Harrison Ford. He could have been in a tampon commercial. She would have loved it.
And was he in a tampon commercial? We need to find that. Was Harrison Ford? That's something we'll find out on another day. So, guys, we got an incoming transmission right now.
Okay.
Do you want to hear this incoming transmission? You don't have a choice. Here it is. Everyone pay attention. Everyone already knows this, but we're going to listen to it anyway.
Star Wars Celebration is coming back to Anaheim.
And now we know the official dates. What's going on, Star Wars fans? Andy and Anthony here from the Star Wars Show with some late-breaking Star Wars news.
Star Wars Celebration, the fan convention celebrating all things Star Wars, is returning to Anaheim.
But up until now, we only knew it was coming back in 2020. Well, mark your calendars because Star Wars Celebration Anaheim will be taking place August 27th through the 30th, 2020.
Tickets for the 4-day event go on sale June 21st at 9 a.m. Pacific. And for more show information and ticket details, make sure to visit StarWarsCelebration.com.
And for more breaking Star Wars news from around the galaxy, check out StarWars.com.
And remember to watch the Star Wars Show this Wednesday and every Wednesday for your weekly Star Wars fix.
Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you. Wow.
Wow.
Okay. First of all, whoever was that Praetorian Guard, I need to meet you. That was brilliant. Let's start right away. Heidi, you going? Do you have your plane ticket booked?
I would like to. I get a 4 weeks vacation every year, so.
Well, this is only 4 days, so.
Well, I mean. I think I'll be able to manage it. I'll try. I don't know. I don't know if the tickets sell out pretty quickly or.
This is actually we're going to talk about this today because I don't know. I'm actually curious. I don't know how you feel, Brock, but tickets, Brock, they go on sale on our birthday.
Yeah, June 21st, first day of summer. So it's like a birthday gift to the Rebel Scum podcast. I find it interesting it's going down back to 4 days. Or wait.
Yeah.
Was it the last 4 days? Or I can't remember anymore. It was
5.
Thursday, Monday, yeah.
Yeah, but I believe they had trouble selling the Monday. And that's why the first thing they announced was the Phantom Menace panel on the Monday because they were having trouble with that. And it was the only day I think that didn't sell out. I think 5 days is a little much.
Yeah, that's pretty excessive for any kind of convention. I love it. I don't want to boo it, but we weren't there. I probably would have had a great time, but I'm excited. But in relation to the ticket sales, when we went the first year in Orlando, we didn't have a huge issue getting tickets per se. I think only you got the 3-day pass or 4-day pass, James, and then I got the individual ones. But like we weren't buying it immediately, so it was like later on. So then, yeah, that one.
This is from this year,
is that the new one or the old one? I can't tell.
That's this year's. Andrew hooked me up with it.
Oh yeah, I thought the other one.
They're both Ray. Sorry, they're both.
But the one in Chicago, so like it was almost like the full 5-day pass was sold out like almost like what immediately within the day, and like hotels selling out. So
it was a couple of weeks. So actually, I want to ask Heidi about that because you say you plan to go, but realistically, when would you be like, okay, I'm going to buy my ticket now?
Well, I guess the 21st.
Yeah.
There's no.
I'd like to experience that. I live in an area called the Lehigh Valley, which is an hour north of Philadelphia. So I did go to a Star Trek convention in Philadelphia once, but I've never been to a Star Wars convention. So I would like to experience sometime. And I'm introverted, so I can travel by myself all the time. So it doesn't matter.
That's awesome.
But you're not, so.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. Well, Patreons will be in a contest, Brock, you know this, for a Saturday pass for Celebration. Winner will be announced on June 21st. It'll be our birthday present to everybody watching. I did, when they announced when the tickets go on sale June 21st, I text everybody in my immediate family, and I said, this is what I want. And they're like, I already got you your gift. And I was like, I don't want anything.
Like, new phone, who dis?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. They're like, you're an adult. I said, but I want to go to Star Wars. But I don't know, Brock, I'll start with you on this. Anaheim 27th, August 27th in Anaheim. Mm-hmm. How excited are you to be in 99 million degree heat?
Whatever. I went to Florida in August. I can deal with this. I was talking to my girlfriend Reham about this today because she saw the news as well, and now we're like rethinking our trip to California this summer because to go to California twice in one summer, I think, or to like back-to-back summers, it might be a little much. Maybe we go somewhere else. So, especially with Star Wars Galaxy's Edge being, who knows what it's going to be like walking in there this July. So, I mean, this is a great opportunity. We can go to the convention and then also go to the park, right? When hopefully it's not as crazy. And usually like every park takes a year, but like this is Star Wars, so it could take 5 years for all we know. But I think we talked about this before. It's like, it's going to be hot. If it's in the summer, it's going to be hot. I mean, it's hot there now. I think I was listening to something recently. They're like, our summer's finally here. So whatever. For Star Wars Celebration, it's primarily inside, which with hopefully air conditioning. So you could do it on the face of the sun as long as like you're inside.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Is like, well, we're going to be inside anyway. I mean, apart from, when we leave the Celebration, we won't be inside, but for the most part, we'll be outside. Heidi, does the date, what did you think of the date?
That's fine. I mean, like I grew up in the Midwest. I mean, it could be 100 degrees, it could be 80 degrees. I'm used to hot weather. Summer, so no matter where you go, it's gonna be hot. So
yeah.
Can't let that deter you. I mean, you guys are Canadian, so maybe you don't.
I'm like, I don't care as long as we're not in snow. Which Chicago, the Monday, a lot of people actually went. I think that snowstorm, the Monday of Celebration Chicago, was a Lucasfilm on ILM effect because they needed bodies in there, and they're like, everyone's flying out Sunday night, and they're like, pretend there's an ice storm, and they hired like all their top ILM and they put in a snowstorm because. I think Josh over at the Den of Nerds, he was like leaving on that day, and he was like, "We're snowed in." I know some other podcasters were leaving. They're like, "Well, I guess we'll go back for the last day." So, well played, ILM. I see your game. But this announcement was imminent. Reed Pop went to Lucasfilm last week to talk about it, which was really cool. I think I texted you, Brock. I'm like, "Oh my God, it's happening!" And then early this morning, Star Wars Newsnet tweeted out, "We're going to hear today or tomorrow." And I think like a half hour later, this thing dropped. So
yeah,
I don't know who tipped them off, but kudos to them. And then when it dropped, it was all I could think about is I already checked this out. I have plans for us. Look, I'm not going to actually let you read it. For Star Wars Celebration, these are shows we're going to do.
Oh my God.
It's already planned.
Keep that piece of paper. Heidi, you're my witness. We will look at it, and when we actually do it,
no, these are These are pretty solid. Two of them might not have. They're things that you need to plan in advance. That's why I have it. I'm really excited. You did too. I really to go to Chicago, Celebration in Chicago.
Yeah.
And we couldn't go, and so nothing's gonna stop me from going to this one. I think until it happens. I mean, you can't say that, but I'm gonna do everything in my power to go. It should be. Celebration is a lot of fun, and I've been hearing. So our buddy Din over at F105, he didn't want to go to Celebration this year because the fandom was in such a dark spot that he didn't think it was a place he wanted to go. And my friend Sheldon, who directed the When the Galaxy Listens documentary, he was going, but he had reservations because of the way the fandom was. And he goes, you know what? If Celebration has any of that, he's like, I might not go to another one. And they were both there. Din performed his song for Celebration several times. Andrew Fantasia was there. And when it ended and then had the announcement of Anaheim 2020, I texted Sheldon immediately, knowing how he felt about everything. And I said, so are you going? There was no, I think he got the text before I even hit send. Yeah. It was just like a hard yes, he's going. And everybody I heard from has said that it really reinvigorated Star Wars, and the fandom and the positivity of the Star Wars fandom was so present over there that they all loved it. And it just makes me wish I was there even more. But sorry, go Heidi.
No, I was going to say you're talking about worried about Galaxy's Edge being crowded. If after a year passed, it doesn't matter if it's in Anaheim, it's going to be crowded.
Very true, very true.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more strategically. When can you get your butt in the park against Celebration? Because if you go while Celebration's on, you're screwed.
Though, Heidi, when you go to Celebration in Anaheim, are you going to check out the park for sure? Is that a must do sort of thing?
Yeah, that's what Uber's for.
Nice.
Brock, I would love to go to Galaxy's Edge.
Mm-hmm.
They'll have more rides open at that point, at least 2, which would be nice, versus just the 1. But just to go in there and check it out, and I mean, whether you get a blue milk or not, I don't know. And the thing is, I would go with the thought process that this is the first time. Next time will be the one where I go and no one cares about Star Wars anymore, which will be 2021, 22. No, 22, the new movie. Oh, my God. There's no escaping it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Okay. Star Wars Celebration. I got to ask you guys now because Mandalorian Season 1 will be done. Skywalker Saga will be done. Cassian Andor will probably be done. The 3rd series maybe is happening. What, aside from the Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary, what is the big draw at Star Wars Celebration Anaheim in 2020? Brock, I'll start with you.
Besides the parks, sorry, what were the things you listed? You listed like 17 things.
Well, there's like the Mandalorian, like all this, everything that's coming out is going to have already come out and passed, right? Like Mandalorian, Cassian Andor, Rise of Skywalker, that's all gone. So there's nothing new.
I'm not making a call here, but I'm pretty optimistic that they'll have something to come out. You know what I mean? Maybe not a movie, but like there'll be something because it's like it's money. We make that money, right? I don't know. Like maybe that's enough. Like when the first one came out, did it come out on the heels of Phantom Menace coming out, or
it was right before Phantom Menace?
Oh, right before. See, yeah, I guess it always sort of. But at some point, they probably had it, and there wasn't a huge thing. I think it's like the title, Star Wars Celebration. I don't think Star Wars fans need something. I think it's the San Diego convention effect where it's like, oh, they're going to release this thing. And that's very exciting. I'm not crapping on that. But, like, I don't know. If Dave Filoni came out and did a talk, I'd be interested in listening. So it's a matter of, like, what do you want? New things, or you just want to celebrate the things you have already?
Heidi?
I'm going to say the 43rd anniversary, the holiday special. No.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Oh, my God, I wish.
No, I I mean, they say that there's new movies coming out all the time. I mean, I don't know if the Ryan Johnson trilogy's still on, or I have no idea what's going on with that. So, I mean, it's a cash cow. They're going to, at least every 2 years they're going to be releasing something. So I think there'll be something going on.
Mm-hmm.
I asked Andrew on a live stream during Celebration when he was in Chicago. I said it because I was thinking we didn't know when the next one was going to be. And I was like, if they wait till the next movie, who knows when that's going to be? So I said, would you be excited to go to one that didn't have a big, Rise of Skywalker type panel? And he was kind of like, yeah, kind of, maybe. And I was thinking about that a lot during that Celebration because I actually am more excited to go without that big attraction. I want to go and I want to enjoy it, and I don't want to worry and stress about getting in to see that damn trailer. I just want to go there and enjoy Star Wars and be immersed in Star Wars and because it's. And you know this, Brock, when you saw me there. And I just went to Niagara Falls Comic-Con this past weekend. And every time and Fan Expo, I get so overwhelmed by everything like these things. Because I'm not a seasoned veteran like you. I go in there and I'm like, I start having a panic attack because I don't know what to look at. And then they're like, you have to go see this trailer at 9 a.m. I'm like, oh my God, if I don't, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
You know what? You're going to survive because that thing's going to be online the exact same time you're watching it. Like, chill. So I think it'll be fun. However, this movie in 2022, I really have a feeling there'll be some sort of information given about that. Or what I would even be more excited if it wasn't about that movie, if it was about the next, what Kathleen Kennedy was saying, the next 10 years of Star Wars. Like, hey, here's a panel called The Next 10 Years. And we walk in, they're like, our plan is to set up this universe that is Star Wars and blah, 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 blah. And we're going to follow this new character called blah, blah. Or they don't have to say the character part. But you know what I mean? Like, just like, okay, that's cool. I don't know how you do that for an hour, but okay, I'm cool. And then they show highlights of Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you two feel, but like if they were just to tell us like maybe not titles because that's always a nice thing to release or whatever, but concept art. We all love concept art just to see. It's like, oh, so we have a couple ideas and this is what they might look like, and then whatever. Obviously, they try to sell that in the book as well. But I would be more than happy with that, and yeah.
Heidi?
Oh, I don't know.
That's a good answer.
I was enjoying your conversation. I mean, just what I said before, just whatever new things are coming out.
So we're experiencing how you experience us, where you're just like, yes, I enjoy this podcast.
Well, I can't even see you, and James is frozen with a goofy look on his face.
I see.
That sounds about right. At this point, nobody's frozen on my end, which is the one that's recording. So keep it up, crappy.
Yeah, Brock still says BS on my thing.
I am BS. Sorry about that.
You're not the first female to say that to him.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
You leave my mom out of this.
I mean, just like what I said before, just whatever upcoming stuff is coming out, or but you were talking about dropping trailers. My only complaint that was when Rise of Skywalker dropped, and I looked at it on YouTube. Like as soon as I saw it, like I saw the comments before it even finished, so I knew about the Palpatine thing at the end, so I didn't get that initial shock.
I wonder if, like, when you debut a trailer, if maybe you mute comments for the first like hour of something like that. Like just like, you know what, you don't need to comment on this right away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I got a thing saying trailer drop, so I go to it. And I think it was out for like 5 minutes, and there were already comments up about she being at the end of it, and I was very disappointed. Although what I like to do is what's fun is just go and watch the reactions of people watching the trailer. I mean, I think you were crying too. I mean, people were just crying.
I yelled at Andrew to call me. and he did, to his credit. He actually did. I was like, where are you? He was like, I'm in a line right now. I was like, you don't have to call me right now. Actually, you know what? Let's slide Akbar for a second. Because, Brock, you and I are going to do this after probably October when the final trailer debuts. We're going to do our top 5 Star Wars trailers. We're going to do that. We have to. That's just the thing we have to do. Top 5 Skywalker Saga trailers. That's what we'll say. But right now, after seeing this teaser trailer for it, and Brock, I'll start with you to give Heidi some time to think about it. At this point in time, where does it rank in in Star Wars trailers, teaser trailers for you? Like, where would you put it?
Ooh, I mean, it's hard to call because teaser trailers are relatively new, and like I can't really remember experiences with prequels, so it's more focused on the Disney era Star Wars. I feel like this one, Last Jedi, kind of it kind of depends on the teaser trailers from the other two. So you've been sort of given a formula of like how they like to do it. I would say though, reaction-wise alone, I would say probably below. It's probably third to like Force Awakens and Rogue One. Just because Force Awakens was like, hey, here's your first Star Wars look. And you're like, wow.
Which like, Force Awakens, though? Like the teaser or the Chewie We're Home teaser? Because there was 2 teasers for that one.
Which one is... No, the one... I don't think it's the... It's the one where you see Jakku, and then I think you see the Star Destroyer.
Oh, yeah, and then Finn comes up.
And you see Finn pop up. That's what I'm thinking
That's the hardcore teaser. That's like the very first time we saw anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that one. And then I think with Rogue One, and we weren't really sure what these characters were. We had seen a picture of most of the cast. I can try to think of what a teaser tip.
Do you remember the day before the Rogue One trailer came out in that March or April, whenever it was, and Good Morning America tweeted out that picture of the Death Trooper holding the stuffed toy stormtrooper with the flames. I was like, "What are we about to watch?" Like that image was awesome. Heidi, what about you? Where would you put this one so far? And this could change. Don't be afraid. This is not set in stone.
Favorite. To be honest with you, I think it's my favorite. I mean, I think it's the most shocking. I mean, seeing Lando Calrissian and then CVP laugh at the end. The only I liked Last Jedi. Don't get me wrong. I think it was a great movie. But the only teaser trailer, it wasn't even a teaser trailer. The only trailer that had anything shocking was Rey grabbing the red lightsaber. And I think the only reason she even grabbed the red lightsaber was so they could put it in a trailer to freak people out. To be honest.
Probably right.
I think that's the whole reason for the lightsaber duel between Finn and Kylo Ren, just so they could put Finn holding the lightsaber in a trailer, so it would lead people as to who was the new Jedi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was definitely a bait and switch with Finn in that one.
So
sure.
I would say definitely. I would say this is my favorite. I mean, looking back at the old ones from the 70s and the 80s with Paul Frees, it's good, but it's just terrible.
Yeah, they hadn't figured it out quite yet. Like they hadn't figured out trailers yet. For me, this one is I really love the Phantom Menace, the first Phantom Menace one, which this one actually kind of mirrors in a lot of ways. But this is right up there. I watch this one a lot, and every time I watch it, I like it more and more, and I see the little things. I'm like, okay, I'm really enjoying this. And then I'm like, oh, I like it even more. And then the Vanity Fair pictures came out, which adds, I think, to the trailer, if that makes sense. I just when you start piecing it. By the way, I got the Vanity Fair. I got both copies of it because I'm a sucker, and I was like, I got $20 to waste on a magazine. It's okay. It doesn't have the Knights of Ren picture in it.
Yeah.
I was just like, what? But I bought them. I did a review on Patreon. Brock, did you pick these up?
No, not yet. I haven't had time.
You going to?
I would like to. I like to have these and
you got
collect.
You got the Last Jedi one.
I believe so. Yeah. I don't know where it is.
Heidi, you gonna get these?
I usually don't, but I've been looking at pictures online, so.
Actually,
exactly.
And I'm not gonna lie, the quality of those pictures is way better online than in the mag. Like there's the colors are bleeding and like the contrast is. I'm just like, what? Why would you? It was like if you collect, I would say get it, and if you like having the physical stuff, get it. But if you're getting it to look at the pictures, they're nicer online on my iPad. Like they just look nicer. I'm sorry.
Like when Star Trek or Star Wars or something came out, you'd run out and you buy the magazine.
Yeah.
You collect it, and then 20 years later, you're going through your stuff and like, why do I have this?
I know, and then you go on eBay and you're like, this is the only one that's not worth anything. It's the one that I have. Son of a gun. I saw some action figures from the old cartoon droids. Wow, those are worth a pretty penny right now. Holy moly!
Well, I was talking about my cousin earlier. I think he had those lightsabers that are now worth $3,000, but I'm pretty sure those got trashed. So
yeah.
Oh.
He had the original figures you had to send away for.
Oh, no way!
Yeah, he was one of the kids who wondered why Santa Claus gave them a cardboard box instead of action figures for Christmas. But yeah, he used to go on the tours to get his action figures. He watched his Yoda being made before he bought it, and
What?
he was one of the kids who got the send away Boba Fett.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. You got the one that was like a choking hazard?
Yeah. I don't think I heard those didn't go to production.
Because there was like it shot like the jetpack, I think shot something up, but he got one of those Boba Fett's, right? Or like you said, you got some.
Yeah, he got everything. Like I said, he had the Millennium Falcon. He had the Lance. He had the Star, which was basically just an elevator and a trash compactor. He had everything, but he had even had Darth Vader with the orange lightsaber.
Oh my god, mine was red. The Vader,
orange.
Oh man,
that's amazing.
Yeah, I had the Vader, and my parents gave it all to charity, and my dad's like, "We'll never give the Vader away. It's gone." I don't know. So I should play sad music right now. We could all be, except for Brock. We could be loaded right now. Like we could be in Anaheim waiting in line for Celebration 2020 to start and not caring because we're loaded because of Star Wars action figures that we sold on eBay for way too much money.
I'm like, why am I left out of this?
You weren't old enough to have those.
I asked my uncle, I said, where are they? He said they're in a bag of storage somewhere, and he's a stockbroker. I said, you need to go through that. I said, because if you find the lightsabers, I know they're worth. I'm talking about the little lightsabers that came with the original action figures.
Yeah.
Those are worth $2,000.
What? Those are the ones that you stick in the hands. Like there's not even like there's no grip. It's like there's a hole in the hand, and then you slide it in.
Right. But see, the thicker part was shorter, and the skinnier part was longer. Those kept breaking off.
Oh.
And then they stopped making them like that, and they switched. So that's why they're so hard to find, because you either don't have them anymore, or kids chewed on them or broke them off. That's what I'm saying. Like my cousin, I think he had the Jawas with the not the cloth robe, but the plastic robe. Those are worth.
Plastics. Wow.
But that stuff all got trashed, and you give it to a 5-year-old, they're gonna.
Oh yeah.
Toys.
I mean, ultimately, that's the point of a toy. Right. I used to get my Yoda stuck in the Tauntaun all the time, which is my favorite part of The Empire Strikes Back, is when Yoda rides a Tauntaun. Oh, you ruined my childhood, Rian Johnson.
Why did Rian Johnson play with all your Star Wars toys?
No, because he didn't have a Yoda and a Tauntaun.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to go off on a tangent, but he had something else. It was the Luke Skywalker in the orange jumpsuit and had a blue emblem. And everybody says I'm crazy that never came out, but I know darn good and well he had one with a blue emblem. So I don't know if that was a factory mistake or what. But
like blue emblem, like a logo on his back. Is that what you meant?
No, like blue, like it was Blue Squadron instead of Red Squadron. But
okay.
People told me nothing that never existed. But I remember him having it because he had the red one and the blue one. So I don't know if he just because he got it directly from the Kenner plant. So maybe he just got a bad one. So that's what I'm saying. I got to go through. So my uncle,
that would be
the bag. Let me go through that stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
I mean, Kenner is like notorious for having these weird choices and stuff, right? Is it Snaggletooth that they made a tall one and a short one? Was that Snaggletooth?
Yeah.
Or anyways, making up names because they're like, oh, this looks like a walrus.
And Han Solo had there was 2 Han Solos, one with a big head, one with a small head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there's my old Vader. Okay, I can't find. I found the red emblem. There's no blue. I'm just looking here. This is priorities.
I don't find it, so I think it was a mistake.
Yeah, I mean.
Because nobody believes it existed, but I remember it existed because his favorite color was blue, so he insisted that was Luke Skywalker because his favorite color was blue.
Oh, maybe it was Biggs.
Unless it was a snow pilot.
Yeah, like
pilots had the blue emblem, but I don't even know if they released a snow pilot.
Yeah.
I know they released a Cliff Clavin action figure.
Oh yes.
Of course they did. All right, well, I typed in Snow Pilot Blue Emblem action figure and Jon Snow came up. So we'll have to look for this on another time and we'll figure it out. It's not happening. I'm excited for, like, we weren't going to talk about Star Wars. We had a whole bunch of show notes today to talk about, but then Star Wars Celebration news kind of hit, and things happen, and that's just the way it goes. August 27th, I know a lot of people commenting because of the heat. I don't care. I'm just bring on Star Wars, man. The only thing is when they announced Anaheim 2020, a lot of people booked hotel rooms in Anaheim for April. So I guess Anaheim hotels will have a lot of cancellations coming in soon. I'm looking forward to it. You know what? Maybe anyway, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Hopefully we could all meet up there and have a big grand party. And I hope, just like Niagara Falls Comic-Con, they serve beer inside. Did you know they served beer in Niagara Falls Comic-Con, Brock?
Is it like the Niagara breweries?
It's
stuff?
Oast, yeah.
Oast is huge there.
Yeah.
Like they do it. They're all like, not by there I mean the Scotiabank Convention Center in Niagara Falls. Yeah, they're always sort of present every time I'm there doing something else.
Yeah, they're at.
That's cool. That's awesome. That's smart.
Yeah, I was like, we were walking by. I'm like, oh my god, what? And then we had some. We met up with Aaron Quinton, our Patreon. And we enjoyed a brewski from Niagara Falls. I never thought I would drink inside a convention, but it worked. It helped me out. I got to interview Jabba the Hutt, and I got a picture with the Ninja Turtles, which kind of made my day. Having a picture with Jabba and Ninja Turtles. That was after the beer. Brock, don't move. You go out of focus.
Hey.
The dumbest thing ever. I guess we'll get to our other topics another day because we're kind of going long on the Star Wars Celebration stuff, which is totally fine. All right, so that we have a clickbait title. Reylo is happening.
Reylo.
Heidi, you have to say Reylo, otherwise we won't get any clicks.
Reylo.
Yeah!
Yay!
You know, I actually, can we talk about Reylo for 1 second?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Because I know I kind of know where you both fall on it, but I don't want to get into it too much. But I do just want to say that is Lucasfilm in a tough spot right now, where no matter which way Reylo falls, somebody is going to be peed off. Like, if it happens, great, but there's a huge section of the fan base that is going to be up in arms. And if it doesn't happen, there's a huge section that's going to be up in flames.
I don't know. I think we're in a point where, like, you're not going to make everybody happy.
Really?
We're in the internet age. I see Heidi shaking her head. She agrees with me. Or what are your thoughts, Heidi?
I always had a rule in my life. I never discuss religion or politics unless somebody agrees with me. And after Last Jedi, I realized you can't even discuss Star Wars anymore unless somebody.
The big three.
I would say I'm a Reylo fan. Not that I want them to end up together. I'm more like I think I more want it to be a tragedy.
Yeah.
Than a happy ending, but that's just me. You know what? I've done some writing, and some people like my work, and some people don't. And I told other writers, I said, "Look, it's your story.
Yeah.
You finish it the way you want to. It's nobody else's story. And if they don't like it, they can write their own fan fiction because there's plenty of fiction out there."
Yeah. No, I fully agree with you. Like, you can't make everyone happy, and I don't know. I think people honestly just enjoy ripping things apart. You know. I don't know. I'm trying to think. There's something recent. Oh, well, Game of Thrones. There you go. Like, in the second. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that the last season was the greatest, but like, it's like they gave you six decent seasons, regardless of what you think, and you know, I'm sorry, it didn't work out. Whatever. Like, they're gone. Game of Thrones is done. So.
I haven't seen Game of Thrones. Actually, we're on. Aaron's been watching it, and I usually have a nap.
Great.
Well, she watches it at like 9 o'clock at night, and I'm out.
Yeah.
I go,
That's not a nap. That's just going to bed.
I know. I sleep. Yeah, it's a hard sleep every time.
I guess I don't understand. Is like because I've gone to other sites besides this one. Not that this isn't the best of them all, or I wouldn't give you money. But it's just funny because some of the comments are like, "Oh, I can't wait to boycott the next movie." It's like, well, why are you a Star Wars fan? What do you think is gonna happen if Disney loses it? Someone else is gonna pick up the mantle. I'm like, why do you want it to fail? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of the prequels, but I accept their canon. It's not that I don't like the story that was told. It's just that I didn't like the way it was told. I thought it could be told better, but I probably couldn't write anything better. But that's just my opinion. It's not that I have a problem with the stories that were in the prequels. I just didn't care how they were executed, but it didn't kill my fandom at all. In fact, when Jimmy Smith showed up in Rogue One, I about lost. I thought it was one of the greatest things ever was him showing up like that.
Yeah. Are you a Clone Wars fan, Rebels fan, or anything like that?
I didn't get into that.
Oh, okay. I was just curious because like some people tend to like the prequels a little bit more after that show because it kind of gives it a little bit more depth on. But yeah, that's fine. I agree with like when you said boycott. It's like if you're gonna boycott it, like just don't go see the movie. But like the movie makes money. I mean, Solo, you can argue didn't make a lot of money, but that's a slightly different situation, right? Like these movies make the money more or less back to the point where it didn't make $1 billion. It's a failure. I'm like, what?
You know, I think Solo. There's a lot of variables in Solo's box office performance because the one thing that I think about because at first it's like, oh, maybe this boycott is legit and maybe this is actually happening, and then you look at Captain Marvel, which there was, and I'm not in that crowd that much, but I saw a lot of I'm boycotting this needs to stop, and there was this whole thing where like everybody went to go see Alita instead of Captain Marvel the weekend it came out. Captain Marvel made $1 billion, so I'm starting to think that the boycott might have been a percentage. Like, I obviously people were like, I didn't like the last one, I'm not going to, but I think there was a lot of other things. And honestly, I think maybe Infinity War coming out and Deadpool coming out so close to it. I think the 1-2 punch of those, people are just exhausted. It's May, and last year, for us anyway, the weather was way better. Who wanted to spend it inside watching a movie?
So yeah.
I like
Bring it on. I can't even remember what we're talking about. Star Wars.
We're talking about Brock. Have you ever perused the website lulu.com?
Lulu.com?
Heidi, why don't you mention lulu.com and maybe look at that. I'll raise it up a little higher, No.
Matches my shirt.
And it does. What is that you're holding up?
It's a book I wrote called Bride of the Dragon King. I actually have 2 more coming out. I lost my fiance 2.5 years ago to cancer. One of the ways I dealt with it was to write. And for 8 months straight, I just wrote 3 books. And I had it posted on a beta site called Wattpad, and I got good reviews. And my late fiance left me some money. So after putting it into the house and investing in stocks, I thought, this is one thing he taught me is life's too short and to enjoy it as much as you can. So this is the first book. I've got 2 more coming out. The 3rd book coming out is actually going to be the biggest. This one's kind of small, but if you like dark erotic romance, if you notice the pen name on there is not my name. I don't care if you, my online friends out there, know I'm sick and twisted. I don't want my family friends out here. So if you're wondering where I got Ann Dryden, they did the old porn trick routine. I took my last name and my street address. But basically, it's about this woman named Elizabeth who she has a reoccurring dream that she winds up in a dragon's cave and is seduced by a dragon and tells her he's keeping her forever. And then she goes hiking with her fiance in Ireland, and they get in a fight, and she falls, and she ends up in this strange town in Ireland, and she meets a handsome stranger named Constantine, and they start to fall in love, but there's more to him than meets the eye. So.
Very cool.
And you can get that right now?
Yes. And you said you're giving giveaways, so this actually, The books haven't gone to print yet, although you can buy them online, e-publish. But they gave me five. They gave me five. What is this called? I block things. I'm sorry. I'm in Indiana. I'm not very bright.
No.
Demos? What would you call them, Brock? I lost it. Paperback. That's not close to what I said.
And 2 hardcovers. So
nice.
Since you're doing a drawing, this is one of, and it's not a one you can buy. There's actually one of the author.
Oh wow.
Right.
So I will sign both my real name and the pen name, and you can give away a drawing.
Oh wow.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so
much. 18.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do the draw right now.
Question for you, James. Can I win the book?
Well, hold on. I'm doing the draw.
And the good news
James.
And the good news is that after I die, it'll be worth millions. So.
Of course, because you're $1 million person. That's awesome. I actually want to get a copy of that. I was like, I don't read enough erotica. Is it dark erotica? What'd you say?
Yeah, it's dark erotica.
Any Star Wars references? I have to ask. We're a Star Wars podcast.
No, not really. No.
Okay, cool. That's cool.
You like dragons and.
Nice, yeah. Who doesn't like dragons? The second and third book are a continuation of this story?
No, the second book is actually, that's an experiment. That's a role play book.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
Where actually the reader is actually the female character.
Oh, interesting. So like role play as in like
the character
it's Ray role play or like
I talk directly to her.
Okay, gotcha. Very cool, very cool.
Yeah, we'll put a link.
The last book is called The Ghost of Windworth Manor. That one's actually the longest and the darkest. So.
Ooh.
That's about a 16-year-old girl gets seduced by a ghost. So.
Nice. I'm starting to understand why you chose the CVP shirt because you love the dark side, but that's okay.
Well, my favorite color is red. I don't know if you noticed. I haven't seen my natural hair color in 29 years. So.
Oh, that sure looks great.
Yeah. So we're gonna put a link to the book in the description. There's a link to it right there. Lulu.com/spotlight/darkromance1, I believe, is the website. Click on it.
Actually, there's another one. It's andrighton.com. That actually is the carousel.
Okay. Andrighton.com. We'll put them both. We'll put whatever one you want us to. So either ignore what I just said, or go to andrighton.com.
Both.
All right, well, both. We'll do that. And now we're gonna go to Never Tell Me the Odds.
Never tell me the odds, James.
These are our odds, and they are brought to us by our good friends over at Patreon who support us, like Heidi right here. Hi, Heidi. Oh, I'm looking at it. I have to click on this. All right, and we are going to say thank you to Heidi and to Barry Brophy, Dennis Allen, Christine Allison, Mary Christenathan, Jeff Wilson, Aaron Quinton, Al Schuler, Phil Staniforth,
Heather Long, JRB Nerdcast, Scott D, Jacob Nixon, Andy Higgins, Mason Hop, Matt W, and our newest patron, Tony Comstock, FP, and Den of Nerds. Thank you from the bottom of our Star Wars hearts.
Thank you so much. The support means the world to us, except for the Den of Nerds.
Yeah, he's the worst.
Yeah, just, you know what? I
guess.
Yeah, I live an hour north of him.
Yeah, so. You're not that far. I'm so sorry for you for that. I actually was supposed to record with him last night, and he was like, I'm going to be drunk, and I said, that's okay, we can record. I don't know if I should say he said that. And then I was like, you know what? I don't want to bother him. He goes, okay, I'm ready. And I said, oh, I thought, he goes, yeah, no, I didn't have enough, but I'm playing Risk. I said, what? He's like, yeah, I'm in a game of Risk. I go, how about we reschedule? So we rescheduled that one because he was playing Risk while having some margaritas. He's not watching this. He stopped watching us when he hit 50,000 70,000 subscribers. He's like, no. Josh at the Den of Nerds. All right, so this is Never Tell Me the Odds. Also, yes, for all those Patreons that we just listed below and any new Patreons that come in between now and June 21st, you will be entered into a draw to win the Saturday pass for Star Wars Celebration Anaheim, which is Saturday, August 29th of 2020. The reason why we're doing it early is because, well, we have to give it to you. Yeah. You have to take the time off to go, and we want a picture with you. And also, but that's not the only thing. You're going to get a special Rebel Scum Podcast Star Wars Celebration 2020 shirt to go with it. It might be a tank top because it's August. It just might be a muscle shirt, but there will be a special T-shirt for that. And if you can't make it, there's going to be a secondary prize for you if you do win and you can't make it. So it'll be fun.
Yeah.
So good luck to all of our Patreons. Now it's Never Tell Me the Odds time. Brock, I'm going to start with you for the first odd.
Yep.
The odds of the Knights of the Old Republic series coming to Disney Plus.
I feel like we've been talking about this for 17 years.
Seriously. Well, don't forget, recently, though, that word came out that there was a script that had been completed by the writer of Alita. So that's just bringing the relevance to it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 75% because it's an easy thing to make and let's do it. But yeah.
You don't think it could be the Benioff and Weiss movie?
Like as the first thing, or it won't be the first thing. Mandalorian's pretty well.
No. But what if instead of a series, it's their movie that comes out in 2022?
I don't know, James. What was the odd again? That it'll be
a Disney Plus series. So if you think it's going to be a movie, then
I firmly think it's going to be a Disney Plus thing. I think Benioff and Weiss, it makes sense because it's kind of like a Game of Thrones, kind of. The more I think about it, it's like it's not really. It's just the concept of making characters is interesting. So, no, 75%. I think that's what's going to happen.
Sounds good, Heidi.
Oh God. I'll be honest with you, I didn't read anything. All I know is the movie that came out. I don't know anything except for the holiday special. But
yeah,
okay. The odds of the holiday special coming to Disney Plus. That
I would pay for.
Yes.
I'm just gonna go with 50% because
just full rocking it.
And if you flip a coin,
so
I don't know. I don't have Disney Plus. I never read Knights. I have no idea, so I'm just going to say 50% and power out.
That's perfectly fine. I'm going to go with 60%. 60%. I actually don't think the Benioff and Weiss one is going to be Knights of the Old Republic. I still think they're trying to figure out what they're doing. And I think they're going to go after Rise of Skywalker. It'll be after the Skywalker saga. We'll see the aftermath of that will have come and gone, and they'll take us in a new direction is what I kind of think. Because I just think them doing Knights of the Old Republic is an easy answer for fans because of Game of Thrones and whatnot, and that's all. So that's why I'm there. Our next odd, Heidi, I'll start with you. The odds of Qui-Gon's voice being heard in The Rise of Skywalker.
90%.
Wow. Ooh. Okay, explain yourself.
Because I'm not Brian Johnson. I'm sorry. J.J. Abrams says he wants to tie the whole thing together. And I think they're just gonna, like I said, that when I got excited when I saw Jimmy Smits in Rogue One, I think they're just gonna have a lot of those moments. I think they're gonna just have a lot of tie-in moments, and I think there's going to be a lot of pleasant surprises. Yeah, I'm really hoping for it. I hope you're right. I'm gonna go 65%. That's higher than I thought I would go, but I just have this. It's just as much as this is a Skywalker saga, he kind of starts it all. Qui-Gon. Yeah. He starts all, and his voice is heard in Attack of the Clones, and then he's mentioned in Revenge of the Sith. And I just think you bring him back to tie it all together in some way. Just a simple voiceover. Yeah, but look at Alec Guinness hated Star Wars, but he still appeared in all of them. Yeah. He paid to work for 4 hours. So they pay Liam a bunch of money just for a few lines. I think he'd be up for it. I think he did that video for Celebration Orlando for the 40th anniversary of Star Wars. So that's great, yeah. I'm going 65. I could also see it being like 30%, but I'm going to go 65 because I want to stay optimistic, and I just think he is a nice little tie-in for it all. Mm-hmm. Brock? I'm going to go high as well. 85%. Just because it'd be awesome. It'd be awesome for some kind of
conclusion to these stories where it all kind of, like Heidi says, it all fits together. It would be nice if, like, oh, Qui-Gon knew this and da-da-da-da-da, and, like, it all kind of works together that this is where we end up, even if it's just a voiceover or something like that.
Yeah, and I think what Heidi said about the Jimmy Smits thing in Rogue One, and I bring up Avengers all the time with Red Skull and how they brought him back. And it's like, it didn't have to be Red Skull, but it was done in such a way that you're like, yeah, I'm down with that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That and just a fan reaction to all that stuff, right? Like sometimes, you know, you have The Last Jedi where you don't have to make all the fans happy. Now you're wrapping it all up. Why not just make people happy and give us what? Now, don't take away from the story, but make us happy. Like just do something. Be like, this is for you. Here's something for me. Here's something for you. That's how you just kind of play the last chapter out. Ewoks.
Yeah.
Ewoks. And our last one, we've got to go over to our good friend Andrew Fantasia to hear his Here is Andrew Fantasia's odd.
Hello, Brock Smink and James Ruzile. We meet again. I have an odd for you today that I want you to never tell. Okay? Here's the thing. We all thought that if Sheev Palpatine showed up in Rise of Skywalker, it was going to be something very small, a small secret cameo, kind of like Yoda in Episode 8. But the fact that we heard him laugh in the trailer means he's probably going to be a bigger deal than we thought. So my question for you is, what are the odds that Mr. Sheevy P himself is going to be on the poster of Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker? Answer the question or I'll be very upset with you. Bye.
He doesn't even give an odd, that coward. I'll go first. I will go first. Full Brock.
Okay.
Full Brock. I haven't seen the poster. There are fan art posters going around. There's one specific one that's kind of a rehash of A New Hope. It's phenomenal with CVP's face on there. I'm gonna go full Brock though, because if you put him on the poster, that tells me that he is the big bad and he has a presence beyond presence in this film. If you do not put him on the poster, then all I have is this laugh that has been revealed to have been from another production. So I got to go full Brock on this one because I think putting him on the poster really reveals a lot. Brock?
I want to answer like I don't want him on it because if he is going to be an important part of the story, I want no information. I just want the movie to happen. So we have no clue what's going on. But the odds, if he appears in another trailer, then I would say 80% he'll be on a poster at some point. If they're going to push him hard in this movie in the trailers, then yeah, there's going to be a poster for sure. But because we're still limited on information, I don't know. Keep it unknown. Give us nothing because it will make him better.
JJ's good at that.
Mm-hmm.
Heidi?
Honestly, I don't see the actor Ian McDaniel.
McKellen.
McDermott. Brock, you're thinking Gandalf.
Oh, yeah.
Ian M. I don't see Mr. Ian M. on any posters. If there would be anything, there would be a hooded figure where you couldn't see his face.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, what if he just comes back as like beautiful Sheev, and he's like, "Hello, I'm Sheev. I'm nice." I'm really looking forward to this movie. I don't know if I've said that or not.
Maybe once or twice.
I mean, you know, it's hard to believe somebody that does a Star Wars podcast is looking forward to the next Star Wars film. But here I am. Brock, why don't you give up? Do you have some news for us?
Oh, you know it. Holo news. The news you need to know. So let's start with a story about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I think it was earlier this week. They announced, it doesn't make sense because the park's been open, but a TIE Echelon has been included in the park. What is the TIE Echelon? Why, it's a TIE fighter, but also kind of like it looks like it's sort of like the cargo plane thing, the thing where they sneak onto, where they bring people, the stormtroopers to places. I'm awesome at this job. 130-ish episodes of this, and I'm just fumbling over. But anyways, the TIE Echelon was created originally for Colin Trevorrow's Episode 9, but when Colin Trevorrow was taken off, the idea still existed. So the movie got scrapped, but they still had this idea. So when they were starting to plan it, Imagineering team saw his concept and have put it in the park. They put it in the park. So Colin Trevorrow's thing will live on. Check it out when you're in the park. Our next story, also a Star Wars Galaxy's Edge story. YouTuber Jenny Nicholson's one of my favorite Star Wars YouTubers. She's been to the park twice, and she's been tweeting everything she had. Apparently, she was talking to a cast member. She said the cast member said to use the word kids, and she said, "Oh, you mean the younglings?" And the cast member said they are already scrubbing younglings from the vocab. Parents didn't like it because one of the only times you hear it in the movies, the phrase "killing younglings." Apparently, that's been updated, and Disneyland says they're not supposed to avoid it using the word younglings. So it's out there. But that was I was like, oh wow, you can't. These are the words you can't say in Disneyland's Galaxy's Edge. I'm like, whoa. And then finally, we have going back to the past. If you remember the Atari version of the Star Wars video game, which was an arcade game where you could actually physically sit in an X-wing pilot. There was a Star Wars one, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. A company called Arcade 1-Up Star Wars has begun rebuilding these sort of cabinets. They did a Ninja Turtles, a Marvel Superheroes, and I believe there's a few other ones. Like they've got those. Remember those tabletop ones where the Pac-Man, where you look down like that? They're doing that for Star Wars. There will one coming out this fall, and it will be the only at-home arcade cabinet that uses the original arcade software and features the X-Wing pilot controller. The new cabinet is something of a departure from other standard controllers, and the iconic X-Wing flight stick is put to good use in all three games. So check that out. If you got the money to buy a arcade cabinet, I didn't see any prices on it, but
I believe it's under 500 American.
That's like nothing. So that's very exciting. I remember discovering that once on a summer vacation. I was like, wow. And it was like super old at the time. But yeah, that's it. Holo News. Back to you.
Top 5.
Top 5. What's the top 5, James?
Today's top 5 are top 5 ways we're going to raise money to get James that arcade unit.
1, get a job, you slob.
2, lemonade stand. Oh man, if I could have a lemonade stand right now. I sold chips once at the side of the street. We ended up just keeping the chips and eating them because we felt that was better than making the profit. Here we go. Top 5 things we learned / saw from the Vanity Fair online or in paperback. Paperback? What would you call this? Print magazine.
Print magazine. Because
it was a big look. Vanity Fair. Everyone can complain about it or love it as much as they want. It's a big deal. I mean, when it hits hard. So I thought the pictures were super cool. So we're going to learn a little bit about them. I will go first with my number 5, and that is I want to know more about Zori Bliss and where she is from or where she is in this picture, which is the Thieves' Quarter of Kamiji. What is that? I don't know, but there's snow, there's a cool mask, and I'm all in. Brock?
My number 5 is the exact same. It's just a really interesting picture. Like, she's got that sort of purple maroon suit against this gray-white background. It's really eye-catching. So, yes, and I want to know more about these places and this person.
Absolutely. Heidi?
Probably, I saw something, like I said, I just saw the pictures online, so I didn't do any reading of it. Something that fascinated me was that women, they were like in the desert, and they were wearing like these long gowns.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious who they are and what their role is in this.
I kind of feel like they'll just be in the background of a shot, but I hope they knock Rey out like Luke in A New Hope. Boom, knock her out. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. I might be right. No one judge.
Yeah.
My number 4, something is up with Luke.
Something is up with
Something's
Luke.
up with him because he's in that picture with large R2-D2 with the trees are all on fire. He's not a ghost in the picture, but I mean, and I was thinking, I'm like, wow, there wouldn't be these pictures are set photos, but then you look at the one that's going to come up later on my list, which is Finn and Jana, and you're like, well, they're on horses in that picture, and those aren't horses in this image that I'm looking at. So something's up with Luke, and I don't know what it is, and I don't know what his role is going to be, or if he's going to be a ghost, or if he's back in the flesh. But something is up with Luke, and you know what? I was kind of over him a little while, like a month ago. I was like, I'm done with Luke. If he doesn't show up, I'm fine. Now I'm like, oh my God. What is up with Luke? Brock?
Mine will be Kylo Ren and Rey showdown. And I know, like, this should be higher on the list. But, like, they're going to go up against each other. That's not news. It's cool. It's very cool looking. And we're kind of like, what are they standing on? Because it's metal and there's rain. It's like, is it the Millennium Falcon? Is it the Death Star rubble? I don't know. But we also could be a misdirect where hey, here's this set we have for something else. Just like do your lightsaber things. But I'm very interested to see if that is an important scene. But it's very eye-catching again. But I don't know. I was just like, okay, yeah, we know this is going to happen. It's kind of the whole point of the movie.
That's true. Heidi?
I'm wondering what's going to be the relationship between Finn and the new girl.
Yeah.
Jana.
A love interest? Are they going to turn out to be brother and sister? Because he doesn't know where he comes from.
It could be both. It is Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the Star Wars movie, Star Wars universe, you could make out with your sister anytime. So, as I was saying, even if Kylo Ren and Rey are brother and sister, they still could end up together. So
exactly. And I said this on Monday's live stream, Godfather 3. My number 3 is we see not in the printed copy, but online, the Knights of Ren. There is confirmation that they exist, and they are more than just a stupid phrase by Snokey Snoke. They are something. Yeah. They are there. Do they have lightsabers? Yes. Are they going to use them? Yes. Do they have old Republic weapons? Yes. Are they going to use them? Yes. It's going to be awesome. They're going to have lightsabers in one hand, Old Republic weapons in another hand. They're going to go like this, and then Kylo Ren's going to be like, Dah! And then Rey's going to come in and go, cha, 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 cha. And then Finn's going to be like, pew, 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 pew. And then Poe's going to ride in with 3PO. If that doesn't happen, the movie sucks.
For those of you just listening, he was doing a lot of active hand movements.
I'm really excited. This movie's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Nice friend. Oh, my God.
It's going to make House Party look like House Party 2. All right, Brock.
My number 3 is going to be Finn and what's the other character? Jana. I like them on those horse things. They have tusks. I don't know what it looks like, a dinosaur. It's just cool. And why do they have bows? That's interesting too. So I just like the visual. It's amazing.
Heidi?
Probably what's going on with Luke Skywalker and R2-D2.
I just bring R2, man. I want R2 in this movie so bad. And my number 1 is Jana is my new favorite character. It's over. When we saw that leaked image of her, and I was like, what? Why does she look cool? And then they showed the image of her on the panel at Celebration. I was like, she looks cool. And now she's got her, she's doing archery. I'm like, on a horse? It's over. It's over. She wins. I'm getting her Black Series, all of the figures. Jana's the best character in Star Wars. The end. Imagine she's in half a scene and she just gets gunned down immediately.
Oh, no.
So she's C2B5. She's just been cut out of the entire movie. It's like, no.
Okay, bye.
All right, Brock, you're number 1.
I guess Knights of Ren. That's
no.
the thing I want to explain the most.
Yes, for sure. What about the picture, though? What did you think of the actual picture? Were you satisfied with what you saw of them?
It looked great, and it's just they're are they in Jordan maybe at that point, sort of the desert area?
I think that's the beginning of the movie. I think this is going to be this opening is going to be intense. I think that's what I think. Heidi?
I want to know about the force jumping. I find that pretty interesting that they can fight and jump to different dimensions. So.
Wait, did I skip number 2?
Yes, you totally did. But we were just playing along.
All right. Sorry, Heidi, continue.
Yeah.
Do you want to get my number 2 now, or?
No, keep going. We'll do number 2 as number 1. No one. I mean, these rankings mean nothing.
Welcome to the Rebel Scum podcast.
Yeah, I think the whole thing about force jumping and fighting in different areas all at once, I find that extremely interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
If you can have force sex, and I guess you can have force fighting. I don't know.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Rey and Kylo fighting on the Death Star, the Falcon, with the water splashing everywhere. We're finally going to get a lightsaber fight. It's going to look cool. And this is going to happen after that Kylo's already killed off all of the Knights of Ren. Brock.
My number 2 originally was Knights of Ren. My number 1 is the covers. They were very interesting. And apparently there's some kind of secret hidden in it. So that's why one of the reasons I wanted to buy them and put them side by side. I don't know if that's just something I misread on the internet, but I'm like, ooh, I like that quite a bit. Just, a scam for you to buy both things. Oh, look at that. The same ad of Sophie Turner on the back.
Oh, the exact same. I didn't even know who that was. So good job knowing who it is. I still don't know who that is. I'm doing this. Well, they photoshopped one to be dusk and one to be dawn, right?
Yeah, that's cool. Maybe it's just that. I don't know. Apparently, there's some kind of hidden.
I'll say for me, it's Kylo Ren. That's the only picture of Kylo Ren aside from the one him fighting Rey, and that confirms that he is on Pisana. Other than that, we have no confirmation he's on Pisana. So he would have he's got to be in it. Otherwise, they just kind of brought Adam Driver there to shoot that one picture.
Yeah.
So I think that's a tell. I think Heidi, your number whatever.
Number 2, I'd say Knights of Ren.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, this Knights of Ren.
What about the excites you the most?
I'm not gonna do the pew pew and the
pew pew.
I'm not gonna have a seizure on camera, so.
Yeah.
Look, this movie's gonna be awesome. Did I say that already? I don't care. I think that it's gonna go back to. It's just not gonna. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna finish something. Something's gonna be. There's gonna be an ending to it, like a definitive ending that we can't ignore. And some threads will be left untouched, but it's gonna feel like we're like, okay, I get it. I get it. And it's all gonna come back to Shmi.
All coming back to Shmi, babe.
All right, one more time before we end this. Heidi, tell everybody where they can get your book.
You can either go to andrighton.com and Dark Romance. If you go to lulu.com, you can just type in my name, Heidi Fetter, or actually just type in Andrighton or Bride of the Dragon King or whatever.
Nice.
So
thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Rebel Scum podcast. We hope you had a lot of fun.
It's nice to finally hear your voice and see you. I know you can't see. Can you see me yet, or you just hear me?
You came on, so I'm
Woohoo!
I'm glad you like my voice because I don't.
Oh, no worries.
Oh, we think you sound great.
I do good.
Mm-hmm.
What does your heart tell you?
I'm gonna have to tell Andrew you do a better Shmi than he does.
I'm a better Shmi.
Can you say goodbye as Shmi?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right. Thanks, Heidi, for joining us. Brock, this is the 130th time we've done this. We'll be back for the 131st time, and then maybe that's when we'll announce the Patreon winner for the Saturday Pass for Star Wars Celebration Anaheim. But the reality is, Brock, that you were always scum.
Rebel Scum.
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.